Yes, today made the 4th of November another video about building associations, this building, but as I mentioned, it is not the battle of this building, it is the battle of the private and the public. So we have a huge battle in this building. I'm showing you how to beat them in any field via the numbers. And the numbers are wrongly stated in the association's statutes because in order to eliminate dictator say directors boards in associations, then we can do that by looking at the numbers of either the proprietors, which is 119. For example, if you have a parking space, then you don't mind about the windows, the air conditioning, and the views of the building that are modern. You don't really mind. Of course, safety is first, but after solving that, you don't really mind about something aside from the parking. And if it complies with safety, environment, and regulations, then it's okay. So then they send just this directors board. Yes, they are very busy just writing papers. They went to university to write papers, but they forgot the main two key aspects. Is that you cannot take away dictators, but in associations, because we either have these numbers of proprietors 119. So if there are, for example, 50 parking spaces, then with 50 parking spaces, then we could kick them out. Yes, no more expensive overheads in this building and no more having security guards everywhere and expenses everywhere. Okay, we can do that. But then there is a conflict in the statutes of the association because also the percentage, it is static as binding. So we have the numbers, proprietors, and the percentage. So then it says that if you have both numbers, then you can take away dictators. And well, this is a conflict because here in this building, the water consortium has 24%, and then therefore it's very hard to take them away because also other companies have conflict of interest and they are a bit, let's say, soft in that side because they depend in the port of Bilbao for the permits and licenses and blah, blah, blah. So they are always going to vote the other side and remind them, hey, listen, I voted for you. But then they are voting against the employment of the kids because the kids, they are never going to be employed, the millennials and generations, because if the public institutions enter into the private sector, then they eliminate life into the wealth, utility, intrinsic compound value. And that's the fight. This is so exciting. So to teach them these statutes where they write all these papers, the directive board, and then justify that they went from 4 million down to 2.5 million, that we can eliminate them by voting 50.01% of 119 members is not true, because then it is binding the percentage of the building. So then if the water consortium has 24%, then it is very hard to eliminate them. But the funny thing is that no one, I mean, all of them, they went to university and no one really changed the statutes of associations. It is either the percentage of the proprietors or is it either the percentage of the propriety? This is the question. To be or not to be propriety? This is the question. So funny. No one has changed these statutes, and this is what you have to do. You have to change them, one or the other. Because if we see that in one public building, for example, we have in one private building, we have 50.01% private, we stay. We unite ourselves, our forces, But if we see that is a 50.01% public, let's go, run, run away, swim, yes, fly. Never stay in the dark side because this it is like a cancer metastasis. This public sector they will involve you into writing papers like in Stone Age. Then also their collective bargaining agreements is like work 6 hours per day, get 70,000 euros. This is the money they get. And how can we private compete with that? It's not possible. Um, then everything is just dark side. Let's not talk about dark side. Let's talk about the white side. So this is reality today about associations in the building. So first, before you buy, if you're an investment fund, before you buy a building, you check out, please, then how much percentage is it public? Is there a union in the private? 1, 2. Are the statutes clear? Is it percentage of proprietors or is it percentage of propriety? To be, not to be. Remember, don't forget, before you buy nothing, if you see the dark side, get out. These guys, they have no control of expenses. I mean, they will pass the collective bargaining agreement of the public sector to the private, so the private will get darker and darker and darker, and then they will explode and diminish. I can tell you this because I have 100 years experience in shipping, maritime business, and so then we have offices abroad because yes, you cannot put all the eggs in the same basket, but you cannot just get in touch with them because it is like they will get you darker and darker, and we are the white side. So it is very funny to see how they write this because we have been in the press. But you cannot be to the press because the press takes money from the dark side, from the public. And this is a conflict of interest. I hope that you are a journalist and you are in the press and the television, you understand. You cannot take money from the dark side. Yes. Why? Because the white side, your kid will never have a job because of you. And the opportunity cost, because there could be some 400 more kids in this world and in this country, which did not get the opportunity. Yes, because the dark side does not allow the white side to have more and more and more kids. Yes. How many? Well, I don't know. 200 million? Who knows? The question is that now we have analyzed these board of directors associations, but it's a conflict they have between the proprietor numbers and the propriety percentage. So, but the main thing is that why does the public sector not get into the public sector buildings? There is 50,000 beautiful buildings in the center of Bilbao. They have like 60 public buildings. Why do they have to go into a private building? Why don't they just go home to a public building? Why don't they sell all these public buildings and share the overheads? Why is this not really put by a judge? Well, because justice has 5% efficiency. So if we compare to the Northern Europe, 100% efficiency, then you can laugh about this. Yes, but it is really a very dark laugh, It is like some say British humor. Yes, black other type of, yes. And this is what is happening today. So I hope that if you are a proprietor, then even if you have a small parking space, I have one. So why not give us a vote and then let's try to eliminate them by numbers. And then we will go by percentage. So anyway, now I have to go back to the business. Thank you. Bye.